Miracle Boy Boxing, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, the one and only Hosting Cruz, bringing you another exciting edition of boxing. Don't forget to hit and to like, subscribe to my channel. It's always greatly appreciated. Stay tuned. Miracle Boy Boxing. I am your host, Hosting Cruz, and guys, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to talk about the William Zepeda versus Maxi Huge co-main event that happened last night on Golden Boy Boxing Live on DAZN. First and foremost, it was one of the wildest fights I've ever seen in boxing. In all my years watching fights, boxing, and it was a battle of two Dominicans. Floyd Schofield, Dominican descent, of course, been living in the States, so he's a Dominican American, and he fought Esteuri Suero, very hard name to pronounce. What a fight, guys. Meaning what a fight in terms of the wildness that we saw, man. We saw a fighter, Floyd Schofield, who was doing his thing, the talented and excellent explosive boxer puncher that he is. Tremendous lightweight and future world champion, in my opinion. Did not had a tough, easy task last night, man. He went in there with Suero, who was very unknown, but was determined to win the fight, but things got very sloppy when things was not going his way. Floyd Schofield was frustrating him when he was jumping in there with his hooks and jabs, and that combination when he stepped in with a jab. He would throw the right hand, step with the jab, jump with the left hook repeatedly, and that would frustrate Suero to the point where Suero will be trying to pick Floyd up multiple times. Raul Caiz Jr., warned him multiple times. And it got to the point where Raul Caiz Jr. said, you know what, enough is enough. You're disqualified. And this isn't the first time that Suero has been warned about dirty tactics in the ring. He's been warned and penalized in fights before. And in the fight prior to this one, he got points deducted. I don't know about disqualification, but he got points deducted, he got penalized, and he got warned. He's been known to be a dirty fighter. And one of the commentators said last night, I forgot his name, he said that Suero is like a child. He does something bad, and when he gets caught, he responds like he didn't do anything wrong. And that's what happened last night with Suero. Suero was doing all kinds of things, and when Raul Caiz Jr. was talking to him about him, and warned him, it was like, I didn't do anything, I'm good, no, nothing wrong. So, besides that, headbutts, all that stuff, big cut on the right eye, over the right eye of Floyd. So he had to also deal with that. So besides blood dripping down his face and Suero playing dirty in the ring, picking him up repeatedly, holding him down and all that stuff, it was not an easy fight. It was a tough task for everybody in the ring. Especially for Floyd and Raul Caiz Jr. Raul Caiz Jr., the referee, he earned his check that night, man. Last night. Actually, and it was one of his best work because he gave Suero chances. He warned him. After warning him and getting tired of warning him, he did it again. He picked him up again. And I actually thought that Raul Caiz Jr. was going to disqualify him right there, but he actually let him go. And he did it. He did a funny move again, and he's like, you know what? Go to your corner. Go to your corner. That's it. That's it. This is boxing. This is not a street fight. You get warned for doing things like that. Boxing has rules. Can't hit behind the head. Even at times, Suero was looking to hit behind the head. He actually did a couple times. And then there was one time that Floyd turned around to defend himself, and Suero ranged his right hand, man, to drive it in behind his head, but he held it back. So the thing is, he attempted to do it. So Suero is a dirty fighter, man. So whoever fights him next, you got to be prepared to get dirty. Unfortunately, he may hit you low, he may hit you behind your head, he may pick you up, slam you. You just never know. Like how the commentator said, he shouldn't even be allowed inside the ring ever again, man. This is boxing. This is not a street fight. This is not MMA. So at the end of the day, Floyd got the job done. Yes, Raul Kai Jr. waved it off and gave him the disqualification victory, but you could have seen that, even if it went to the scorecards, Floyd was the obvious winner. So yeah, that was one of the wildest fights I've ever seen, man. Not the prettiest fight as well, but Floyd has moved on to bigger and better things at 135. Let's look at the landscape at 135 pounds, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. I got the picture right here. 1 second, guys. Loading it up for you guys. So we got 135. So he's ranked number 4 in the WBA. And WBA, we got Roger Gutierrez, Miguel Matueno, Lucas Buddy from Canada, Andy Cruz, tremendous Cuban fighter. Hopefully he fights Keyshawn Davis sometime in the future. We also got Jose Valenzuela Jr., Maxie Hughes, who I'm going to talk about just in a second, on his fight with William Camarón Cepeda. We got, of course, number 4, Floyd Schofield, who I'm talking about right now. Number 3, Edwin de los Santos. Number 2, Frank Martin. And number 1, William Camarón Cepeda, who I'll be talking about in my next video. So the number one of the true number one in that weight class is Gervonta Tank Davis. He's the current WBA World Lightweight Champion of the world. And Floyd Schofield and Tank Davis, guys, it's a good fight. That's a good fight. So hopefully it happens. I don't think it's going to happen next. But in the future, once Tank stays at 35, I can see it happen. That's a tremendous fight. 2 good boxer punchers. Floyd Schofield, very talented guy, very explosive, got good power, very talented as well. I think he can box with Tank. Can he punch as hard as Tank? I don't think he punches as hard as Tank, but he got good pop. And he can make Tank respect him. So it's a good fight. It's a good fight. I would like that fight. I would like to see that fight. Floyd Schofield versus Gervonta Tank Davis. Of course, opposed to Reed, Gervonta Tank Davis versus Floyd Schofield. A hell of a fight at 135. So hopefully that happens. And Floyd, well, he's number 4, right? So I think he'll earn a shot. He earns a shot. So let's see what happens, man. But Tank Davis, of course, has to defeat the number 2 ranked fighter, Frank Martin, in his next fight. So just want to talk to you guys about this fight right here, this wild and crazy fight. Floyd Schofield wins by disqualifications over Suero. I will see Suero back in the ring again in a big time, platform like last night. A very dirty fighter. You don't, this is boxing, guys. You don't do those type of things. If you get warned about it, fine. But if you keep doing it, and you have a history of doing it in your past fights, you don't belong in a boxing ring. But there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Floyd Schofield wins by disqualification over Suero. And on to bigger and better things, like I said. American Boy Boxing, guys. I am your host, Austin Cruz. Don't forget to like, subscribe to my channel. So it's better talk to you guys about boxing right here. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.